Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 1st to the 15th, 2021 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Pisces, September 1st to the 15th, 2021 Pisces, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay, I have to say, just before we even go on from here, Spirit is saying you will find your niche. I don't know. Your place, your understanding, your point of being during this time. So that's going to be really interesting, and I'm really interested to see how it coincides with what the cards are saying. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Ooh, goodness. Let me grab those. And spirit guides. You guys get to hear my squeaky floor. You are welcome. All right. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Fantastic. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we have the Fool, that makes perfect sense. And we have the Hierophant, which also makes perfect sense for us finding our niche. Our perfect way forward. If you guys know how to say that word, put it in the description box. Not the description box, the comment box of the word that I am trying to say here. And it's a sense of like, I'm finding where I fit, and I'm fitting where I find. And that's going to be really, really cool. Our inner selves. We have a poverty mentality. There's a new horizon coming forward. And then we have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now, we have Taurus energy right here with the Hierophant. So if we have Taurus within our natal chart, that's coming through very powerfully as a rooted energy. We're also having the King of Pentacles come through in our inner self. So it's Earth sign energy. If we have Earth sign energy within our natal chart, that's going to be very powerful within our inner selves. But it's also going to be very powerful here because we're doing a money and career reading, and this is focusing on money and career. At the center, we have new horizons opening up. We have a place where we're embracing wealth and prosperity and abundance. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, where it's like poverty, hurt, pain, disappointment, struggle with money. We have to realize that we're never alone. Now, this can just be the fact that Spirit walks with us, that is helping us to be guided forward to success. But there's also a sense of there's a place to go where the door opens. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, We are a student of prosperity, but again, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, coming through very strongly here in our emotional self, our heart. We have the Hierophant coming through, again, Hierophant here with the Hierophant. So very strong Taurus energy within this reading to open up our prosperity, open up our way forward. We have the Tower in the public arena. We have gone through hardships, pains, disappointments, things falling apart. And we have the Moon, which represents us in the major arcana. So this is the very essence of ourselves. The inner self is all, the public arena self is all major arcana. The possibilities and the determinations forward within the public arena are powerful. Now, yes, you could say we have all public arena cards, all major arcana cards in the root, or at the root. And that's true, but this is an only major arcana deck. So we start off with the heavy hitters and see what we're kind of building off of, how things are moving us forward. In the public arena, it's a heavy hitting time. It's a time where it can break us, but it will also make us. And it will show us the way that we want to walk forward and the way that we never want to walk again. So let's look at our chakra energy, the energy to be mindful of for this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's the Queen of Wands. Being too caught up with work, being too caught up with passion and creation, and saying that everything has to have a very meaningful, intense meaning to it. Very powerful, intense meaning to it. We're going to be very caught up with people like this, where they can sound and they can talk so esoterically or artsy or philosophically or scientifically that we're just awed. And yet we don't realize that what they say has no substance behind it. What they say, they're not following through on. So why the heck should we be following them? Just be very mindful of this. This is a person who talks a really good talk. It's all hollow. They don't have any follow through. They can say, oh, I have follow through. Look what I did, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's like, okay, but what are you doing now? I'm not saying that the success has to equate itself each and every time. But what it's saying here is that they have to show a way forward. They have to show that they're heading towards something bigger and better and more powerfully them. It moves us to our chakra energy for this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is a sense of falling into alignment with the self, listening to our gut reaction, listening to our gut need and desire to open up the door, to get to where it is that we need to be, to say, there's more here than meets the eye. Our solar plexus, for us, it's our gut, really paying attention to the drinks that we drink, the food that we put into our bodies. We might find that, we can't eat the same foods that we once ate, even if we love them. We can't drink the way we used to be able to drink, even though we'd love to be able to wind down that way. This is going to be a time where we really need to be in tune with our body, listening to ourselves to open up the doorway forward, because we have the Fool at our root here. When it comes to our career, when it comes to our finances, we need to think outside of the box. There isn't going to be this traditional kind of blueprint forward that says, Pisces, this is exactly what you should do and exactly how you should do it. It's saying here, why not step out of the box? Why not try something new and innovative? Why not, follow this thing down the rabbit hole? Now, this isn't saying how people say, oh, I fell down the rabbit hole when researching something, and it can get darker and weirder the further we go. But for me, let's just use an example for myself that I've done just really recently. I started researching barefoot shoes because I heard this commercial on YouTube, of all places, that it started off with saying you shouldn't be comfortable when you stand, that you should be using the bones in your feet and everything like that. And just everything that he said made sense to me. So I thought, why not look into this? Why not go deeper? It won't cost me anything. And so I went deeper and went deeper and went deeper and spent a couple of weeks just researching about barefoot shoes and getting really excited about walking around barefoot and seeing that you actually have to change the way that you stand, because I have really fat feet and so my feet are like collapsing in on themselves. And I thought, if it's like this now, what is it going to be like when I get older? How hard is it going to be to stand? I worked in a chiropractor's office forever when I was younger. And so here it's like this rabbit hole brought me to a whole different way of thinking. Where will your rabbit hole bring you? What doors will it open? And will it help to heal you? Will it help to align your body? Will it help to move you forward in what you need, what you want, because of the elimination of pain, because of the curiosity that it builds up, because of, the world that it starts to open up? We're going to see with the Fool that people would look at us and say, you're foolish for spending this much time, on something that you have no guarantee will help you. You have no guarantee will make you the money that you want. You have no guarantee that will propel your career forward. And they're right, but they have no right to tell us what we can and can't do, what is right for us and what isn't. And so the Fool here says, go for it. Because remember, every single hero, every single innovator, every single entrepreneur was a fool before they were successful, and went through times of bankruptcy, ridicule, heartbreak, pain before they were successful. And it's just the staying power. And it's the ability to adapt. We have the Hierophant here. Look at your strengths and not at your weaknesses. Understand your weaknesses. That's important. We're not superheroes here. But look at your strengths. And start saying, traditionally, what am I really good at? Instead of listing all the things that we are bad at. Because human beings, especially if we have disabilities, especially if we have challenges, we're really good at saying why everybody told us we will never be successful. But what if we say, but this is why I am successful? Let's say we're an artist, okay? And we don't paint in the traditional way, but we have a way with colors, a way with expression that isn't like everybody else. Why can't we embrace that? Why can't we say, but that's what makes me different. That's my tradition. That's my innovation. That's my center of the core of my true being. Why cannot that make us amazing? But with words, what if we're really good at concising things, of breaking things down? We started off really flowery in our writing, in our poetry, and the way that we express ourselves. And now we've become really compact and really, to the point. That's a Hemingway. There's the Hemingway app that helps you break everything down so you can be succinct. Why do we persecute ourselves for things that we might not see as gifts? Because somebody around us told us once upon a time that they weren't. Because they didn't have the innovation to see the talents within our traditional self. It moves us to the King of Pentacles. Do we have the gumption? Do we have the chutzpah to be able to say, this is my success. This is who I am. This is what I'm good at. It might not be following everybody's convention, but it's understanding mine. These are the seeds that I've planted. This is what I desire and I want. This is what will open up the door. This is what I'm nurturing within me. It brings us to the Three of Pentacles. It brings us to a place inwardly where we start to see new horizons opening, where we start to see new paths going forward. We start to see our ships coming in. We start to see our ships going out. It's kind of like, I can do this. I can move forward this way. I can go after this. I can, broaden my horizons. But then the Five of Pentacles comes in and hits us right in between the eyes and says, but you can't. This is the poverty mentality card. This is growing up and not having enough money. This is parents, caregivers having fights over money. This is being with a partner who ridiculed you for spending money and who made you feel less than because of money. Or who had a poverty mentality themselves and got into huge fights with you over money and took away your cloak of richness. And now it's like, I'm just surviving. No, it's time to thrive. It's time to thrive and understand that withstanding the cold, withstanding the hardships, putting the body through discomfort makes us stronger. It's kind of like, think of it as the Wim Hof method, right? I love that because it's what I do every single day. And it's shocking yourself with ice cold water and putting ourselves in discomfort to say, this is how I'm starting the day. I've gone through it. I knew it was coming and I braved it. And I can brave so much more because of it. Because I'm strengthening myself. I've known poverty, I've known hurt, I've known pain, I've known disappointment. I've looked those dead in the eye. And I haven't been destroyed by them. This is not going to destroy me. It moves us to being students of our prosperity. Students of the seeds that we have planted. Students of the wishes that we have. Students of why. Students of why. And we don't think the why is important, that the why can lead to money. But it can. And money rules everything, right? You can't live for free, which sounds ridiculous. But everything costs money. And so here, when we are students of money, we are students of prosperity, of success. This doesn't mean that we all have to live in gilded palaces and drive the fanciest cars. What it means is that we need to be able to sustain ourselves, to sustain what we want, whether that's living off the grid, whether that's being able to buy, Shetland sheep or whatever it is, and being able to say, this is what I want for my life. I am a student of my prosperity. I am a student of what brings bounty to me. And as I am a student of this, I follow my traditions. I follow what is intrinsically important to me. I follow what, if I go off this line, this path, I fall apart. I will not be able to move forward the way that I need to, the way that I want to, the way that I desire within my life. The Hierophant is the most powerful card within the major arcana because the Hierophant represents the Pope. And in medieval times, the Pope, he was the man. Like, he was the person in charge, higher than the emperor. And so here, by embracing our traditions, by embracing what is the power of our spiritual connection within this world, we are walking down a path and we are embracing a life we didn't think we could have. We're seeing the value and the intrinsic worth within ourselves. And we are letting that guide us. There's also going to be this sense, because the Hierophant is the major arcana marriage card. It's like, what am I married to? What is so intrinsically important to me that if I break this vow that I have to myself with this thing, with this creative aspect of myself, with this beautiful encompassing of the soul and what I desire, I break a sacred oath. I break a sacred pact. I break the reason why I'm here on this earth. And it moves us to the Tower, because what is sacred to us is pushing us out of our comfort zone, pushing us out of our comfort zones in the public arena. It is saying, this is going to be scary, this is going to be overwhelming, this isn't always going to be what you want, but it is going to be what you need. It's going to move you in such a way that it opens up the doors, that it grants you greater insight, ideas, understanding, and tenacity. It moves you in such a way that there is no moving back. That there is no, oh, I didn't think I could. It's now, yes, I can. Divinity is saying this will not be comfortable, but it will be purposeful and meaningful and powerful. And it brings us then to the very essence of ourselves, Pisces. It brings us to the etchings of our purpose within our body. You know, we have the hand and we have palmistry here. But I was just watching a documentary and reading documents on how our veins are all different. And how scientists are being able to identify people through their veins. Now that can sound really creepy, but it's, you know, when you have criminals on recording really horrific things. And that even identical twins have different vein patterns. And so if we look at the ocean that's within us, we look at the ocean of our blood, the fact that we need so much water within our bodies to stay healthy and hydrated and to keep our organs functioning right. And we look at the path that water takes us through, you know, that ocean calls us to, a path of existence and being, and the way the moon calls to us. You know, when people go a little bit crazy during the full moon or are moon sensitive, it's because the moon calls to the ocean within us. And during this time, what we're going to see here is that the very essence of who we are is called by change, is called by, you know, the ebb and flow forward, is called by the greater understanding of self and desire and complexity. That this is a time where we face fears and we look at who we are and where we need to be. And we see ourselves more openly and more honestly than ever before, because the very essence of ourselves comes out of a storm of change. It leads us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and that's the Hierophant. That's saying there is only one way to power, and this is the power. It's also understanding that the Hierophant comes through twice as a blessing, once as being mindful of it. Don't fall too much into rigidity. You will not be able to express yourself the way that you want to if you do. It moves us then to our chakra energy, our inner child, the Heart Chakra. Whenever this comes up, I love to do the exercise of visualizing the child that you were when things weren't the greatest, you know, at home, at school, wherever, where you felt alone and like everybody turned their backs on you, or as if you didn't deserve to be loved or respected or anything like that. And visualize the grown-up that you are now, holding your arms open to the child that you were, and letting that child run into your arms and telling them, I love you. I see you. I will always be here for you. Strengthening the heart, strengthening the connection to who you are and who you once were. It moves us to our subconscious rooted message And that's the High Priestess, which I love that you have the High Priestess now, because the High Priestess in early creations of the tarot was called the female Pope. Now, whether you believe in Pope Joan or not, whether she is a myth or real, it does not matter. But we have the Hierophant coming through again, but now in its sacred feminine form. During this time, we stay true to the mysteries of us. We dive deeper into the mystery of our existence, our being, and our desires. We move ourselves forward, openly, honestly, and tenaciously, not falling prey to others' lies, but standing in our truth. It moves us to our subconscious inner self, which is the Chariot, being able to tame the waters of chaos, the waters of, emotions and overwhelmingness, and moving us forward in tenacious respect of self and in determination of spirit. It brings us then to our subconscious emotional self, which is the Nine of Cups. A wish is being granted. Let yourself be opened to that wish. Let yourself be open to that joy. Know that others can see this much more easily than you can, Pisces. But if you say, I receive my wish, I receive what is intrinsically important to me, it starts to come forward. And then having that connection with spirit, not shutting ourselves off from the spiritual world, not shutting ourselves off from the creative world, guides us further and further into that wish. It brings us then to the subconscious public arena, which is the Four of Pentacles. Vampiric energy, saying I have to guard myself because wealth doesn't get to come to me, because nothing comes easily, because if I'm too open, everything just falls apart. It's saying here now, no. I release the need to guard my chakras. I release the need to be connected with vampiric energy. And I embrace the power that leads me forward to wealth, prosperity, and success. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the new horizons, as we face the old demons and replace them with new confidence. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces.